Hello Darts Nuts, I'm going to do a review of the new Target Phil Taylor 80 Black Titanium. There's two models in this range, this straight barrel with the ring grip, and there's another one which has a kind of a scallop section, and this particular model is in 21, 23 and 25 grams. Retails for around £34.95, but you can't actually buy it yet. I actually got this set in the goodie bag when I attended the Target product launch on 30th of July. This is the 23 gram version. Now the reason why they expanded this range is because the original range has been very popular, and I can understand why, because it's got very nice grip on the barrels. What does it say on the back? It says you get a tri-fold case, holds your darts safely, and then it just says activate your guarantee at targetdarts.co.uk, and doesn't tell you on the back what you get in the package, but obviously, as you know, the 80 refers to the tungsten percentage, which is 80% of course. It comes in this slimline box with a nice graphics of hasn't got the weight guarantee on the back there, probably because we were given these on the launch, so usually it has it written on, but it hasn't. I don't know if it's my eyes, but it looks as if it's slightly, to me it looks as if there's a, yeah, there is, I can feel it. It goes thicker on this front section. I always find it a little bit hard to detect when it's only very subtle like that, but I can see it definitely goes thinner there. I have pretty bad astigmatism, so it always makes it a little bit awkward, but when I get round to measuring it, we'll work that out for definite. So it looks a slightly front tapered barrel, but that's what you get inside the box. You've got your barrels fitted with some Pro Grip short, it looks like, shafts, and some Phil Taylor Power Target Vision flights. It's quite a nice flight with a kind of a see-through writing, and then you've got this pretty solid plastic case with the Target Play logo on the front. It's quite a nice textured feel on that. So that's what you get inside the box. Let's have a close look at the darts. Right, here's the close look, then I'll put the detailed picture up with all the measurements on. As you can see, it's fitted with a black coated point. It's got a pretty short square bull nose, and it's got this very nice kind of a purist style ring grip with the double rings and quite deep grooves in between. Now I know that the other ones had a kind of a chrome finish in the barrels, but I'm not sure where that is, but do look nice with this black tie coating. And as you can see, it's definitely thicker on this half of the barrel, and then it goes thinner there, and you've got a slight taper. It's quite a long barrel as well, maybe just a little bit too long for what I normally prefer, but feels a nice thickness there at the front for me being a front gripper, and along here there's a kind of a slight lip, so if you're a rear gripper you've got something to push against there. But I suspect the thing I'll probably have the most problems with will be the length, but it may be okay because it's only fitted with a short stem. but I do quite like the look of black darts. Kind of have a nice stealthy look about them. And then you've got your Pro Grip stem and these quite nice power flights with a kind of a see-through writing. So I'll let you look at the dart for a little bit, then I'll put the detailed picture up. Okay, here's the detailed picture. Here's the detailed look at the darts. It's got a 30mm black coated point. There's a square bull nose to the barrel and a smooth section near the front of 3mm. And then the front half of the barrel is made up of this kind of closely spaced double ring grip with fairly deep grooves in between, and that's 23mm wide before you get into the second half of the barrel, made up of a slightly wider double ring grip, and also the barrel is a bit narrower, that's 19.5mm wide. And then there's a smooth tapered section on the rear of the barrel, which is 8.4mm wide. Overall length is 53.88 and the width is 6.71mm. I'll take some measurements along the barrel. First of all, the barrel length is 53.88, so it's nearly 54mm, which is quite a long barrel, and definitely looks widest on that front section, so I'll see if I can get that measured first. That says 6.71, and then on this rear half it's 6.19, it'll be 6.2 probably, it just depends how you catch the edges of the rings. Yeah, so 6.2, so it definitely goes thinner there, and then on the smooth section 6.35, goes a little bit thicker there, and then eventually tapers down to the shaft 5.9. Right, then I'll compare the weight of the barrels, see how they match. That is 23.08 and that is 23.01 and that is 23.09, and the weight of the full setup as supplied is 24.6 grams. Right then, see if I can find the balance. It could be quite interesting with the shape of these. It's probably going to be somewhere near the front, but because it's quite long, I should imagine it may be balanced out a little bit more than you think. Let's see. Probably around about there, just it's slightly on the front weighted side, but just front of centre with nothing attached. A little bit awkward because it goes thinner there. It's kind of resting on that bump. It's around about there. So with the supplied setup, it's probably just slightly past centre. So there you go, that's the detailed look at the Target Power 80 black tie 23 gram darts. So let's give them a throw and see how they go. I'm holding the darts at the front as usual, and it feels a little bit chunky at the front of the barrel. I know it goes a bit thinner on that rear section, but I quite like that feel because it just feels like I've got something in my grip really. The ring grip on the darts is pretty good as well. It's quite grippy, but even though it's quite a long barrel, it feels well balanced there, and I think it's probably because it's got this thinnest section here, so the weight of the dart is probably closer in balance to my front grip than it would have been if it was the same width all the way along. And I know when throwing the dart it feels a lot lighter than 23 grams, and usually when I feel the dart feeling lighter than normal, it's usually because it's pretty close to the balance of my grip. So I think that's probably why it feels a bit lighter. I'll just have a few more throws from that front, and then I'll probably try from the middle and then maybe try from the rear, but I'll be surprised if it works from there though, because it is quite a long barrel. It seems to be flying flattish as well. Might be because of the length, I don't know, but it seems to be landing in the board fairly flat than what I'm used to. I don't think I've got quite the hang of them yet, like. But, so a few more throws. Oh. I'm liking the grip on the dart, so it's. I wouldn't say it was overly aggressive, but it's got plenty of grip there, and I think this. The coating on the barrel might be adding a little bit to the grip, but I'm just going to try it around the centre now, but as I've said before, it goes thinner on this section, so I'm kind of like at the halfway point there where it's going thick on one side and thinner on the other, but I'll see how it flies from there. Feels a little bit weird thrown from that bit. A little bit too strange. Try it again. No. A little bit better. I think what the problem is holding it there is because you've got the wide bit there and the thin bit there. You kind of feels a bit strange when you grip. I think it's best to either be on that section fully or on that section. One more go from there. Nope, I can't get it right. Obviously I'm not a natural centre gripper, but even so it felt a little bit too weird thrown from there. I'll try fully on that rear section now. Now this might even feel even more strange because it's so much further away from my natural grip, but also because the barrel is fairly long, so just give it a go, see how it feels. it felt a little bit better through the air from that grip, but as I suspected, it feels a bit too weird. I'll have a couple of more throws, see if I can get the hang of it though. One more go from there. It's a bit weird. It's obviously it's not my natural grip, so I think if you're a natural rear gripper, it'll probably work fine. But for me, it was spinning quite a lot through the air from there. But it's too awkward for me to get a real idea of how it's going to work for a rear grip, because it just feels so unnatural from there. But I think overall it flew better through the air, a bit better there than it did there. But I think the problem I was having there is the fact that it's got two different thicknesses either side in the middle of my grips. So there's a little bit off-putting that, but definitely as a front gripper it flies best there. And the balance with my front grip feels quite good actually, because considering it's a long barrel, I know it's only got short stems on, but it feels just about there, not quite on the nose, but just there, just before it goes into the thin section. Feels that's where it's about the best balance for these darts. So I'll just go back to that grip now. Oh, there you go, it's the new Target Power 80 darts, 23 gram with the black tie coating. It's a nice dart, and I think it has a nice balance for a front grip, and probably work well with a rear grip as well. Centre grippers I'm not too sure, because that kind of feels a bit weird for me, but whether other people might like it I don't know. Just having the thick part and the thin part in the middle of your grip just feels a little bit strange for me, but I don't know, you might be okay with it, but it might be just me. But for me as a front gripper, I think the darts fly quite well, fly a little bit flatter than what I would have expected, and the ring grip itself is a nice grip, and I think this black tie coating adds a little bit to that grip. So overall it's a pretty nice dart actually. So that's the end of the review. Thanks for watching.